Everyone knows about football, basketball, and baseball, of course, America's pastime. What if I was to tell you there's a more historic sport out there, one that combines a lot of your favorite sports into one? Hi, I'm Scott Emmett, longtime fan and former player of lacrosse. Today I'd like to discuss a little lacrosse history, the complexity of lacrosse, and the impact and growth it's had throughout the years. First off, lacrosse wouldn't be where it is today without the history. It is a very rich tradition. The origin is unsure, but according to one informative book, Lacrosse Technique and Tradition, it can be dated back to the 1600s. We're not really sure why it was developed. Some believe to settle land disputes or arguments. And one Mohawk elder stated in a History.org article, Indians' Origins of Lacrosse, "Our grandfather told us lacrosse was played for enjoyment of the Great Spirit. Everyone was important, no matter how big or how small, how strong or how weak. So really, we're not sure why the game was developed, but we sure are glad it was developed." History has evolved the game into what it is today. It's a very complex game. You can have many different variations of lacrosse, such as box lacrosse, indoor lacrosse, college lacrosse, major league lacrosse, national league lacrosse. So there's a lot of different rules and regulations. I like to think of it as a game kind of like soccer. You're trying to get the ball into the opposing player's net without using your hands. Pretty simple, right? I also like to think it combines hockey because it's a very physically demanding sport where you can actually hit the opposing players. That's why the equipment is paramount, safety is paramount in lacrosse. You need helmets, you need to have mouth guards, gloves, elbow pads, chest protectors, shoulder pads. Really, it depends on what variation you're playing, but it's a very safe sport because of the modern technology in today's equipment. The sticks are also one important part of the game. You could have a 6-foot-long defensive stick or a 3-foot-long attack stick like this one shown here. So, really the most valuable point of this is the impact that lacrosse has on young people's lives and the growth it's had throughout the years. One huge impact is physical fitness. Young people today are very, well, I don't want to say it, but they're getting obese. So really this is a good way to help fight that back. You have to be very strong to play lacrosse because you have to be able to take a hit. You also need to be fast to outrun the opponents, and you also need to be mentally tough to outthink the opposing teammates. Another impact that it puts on young people's lives is the team spirit, the camaraderie. I like to think of it as kind of like the military, because everyone fights for one common goal, such as in lacrosse, to win. The growth has been dramatic over the years. According to uslacrosse.org, youth participation in the sport has grown over 138% since 2001 to nearly 300,000. No sport has grown faster at the high school level over the last 10 years, and there are now an estimated 228,000 high school players. This is really dramatic since 2001. It's remarkable. Now that you've been briefed about lacrosse, let's recap. Today I covered traditions of lacrosse, how complex of a game it really is, and the growth and impact it has in young people's lives. Jim Brown, a former NFL and Lacrosse Hall of Fame inductee, said it best in Lacrosse magazine. "I see lacrosse as a true sport. I think soccer is a good example of kids' involvement in a new sport. I think lacrosse is like that. They don't have to play the big three, football, basketball, or baseball. It seems like the country is discovering it because it's supposed to be one of the fastest growing sports in America. So this means it's catching on." So, next time you see a game on TV or at a local venue near you, go check it out. And if your child's looking for a new sport to play, why don't you point them in the right direction to a team near you and help support one of the fastest growing sports, lacrosse. Thank you.